in a holistic, you deal with things as a fully integrated person, not just with the mind, not just with the body, but the mind, body, and soul working as a unit, like a family. And I know I'm rambling, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. And I'm coming off like I know everything, but I'm a truck driver. First and foremost, let me put this disclosure out there. Everything I say can be disregarded, but by the simple fact that I don't have a degree. I don't have a degree about anything. All I have is a basic high school diploma and a commercial driver's license. That disqualifies me from talking about everything. You know what I mean? But this is a show about me, and you tuned in because you want to hear about me. So this is me, Senior Love Daddy, the one and only. I holla.
All I am is everything and nothing at all. All I am is shelter for your heart to know. All I am is love. All I am is love. I know everyone goes someday.
What's up? What's up? It's your man, a show about me. You feel me? What y'all think about my hat, man? Y'all think it's fly or it's fake? I think it's ill or it's sick. Let me know in the comment section. But shout out to everybody that woke up on this first day of December. Some of us didn't wake up, didn't make it through the night. So we want to send our condolences to everyone who is watching this video. One of your loved ones didn't pass on to the ancestral realm. May they find peace in another realm. Us who are still here, we got to struggle. We got to struggle for freedom. We got to struggle for dignity. We got to struggle for a right to exist. That's the thing. That's the thing. It ain't even about what's right and what's wrong. Because sometimes you got to do the wrong thing to get the right results. Sometimes you got to fight in order to get peace. Sometimes you got to kill in order to live. Some people say, if it's between me and the police, I kill the police every day, 7 days a week. Or they'll kill me. That's just how it is. It's no right or wrong. It's just survival. That's just what it is right now. I'm starting to see that. It's not about religion. It ain't even about morality. Because how can we take another man's life? Or how can somebody degrade another person's life? That don't got nothing to do. That's the law of nature. Kill or be killed. You know what I mean? It sucks that we are one of the most civilized societies that's ever existed, but we still got war. We still got war. They said the Ukraine came to Florida over the weekend and had a diplomatic meeting with the United States Embassy. And I heard some snippets about it on the news, but I knew it was all bullshit. I could read through the lines. I could read between the lines. It's all bullshit because the only way they'll stop fighting is if they find another person to fight that's not white. You know what I'm saying? They fight each other when they can't fight nobody else. Like they can't fight the Arabs. They're not in Afghanistan. They're not in the Asian countries. They trying to go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get in Nigeria, claiming that Christians in Nigeria are being persecuted. Bullshit. Bullshit. Nigeria is a mostly Islamic nation anyway. So, and I'm not here to talk about religion, which one is right or wrong, but the world powers that be, they really don't like being wrong. They like being superior. They like having that feeling of almightiness. You know what I mean? They like that. That's why they drive the way they do out here on the roads too. I didn't want to say that yesterday. I didn't want to just come right out and be militant about it. But shit, these motherfuckers, they don't care, man. They don't care one ounce about safety. If it was between them or me, they would choose to run me off the road in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And I realized that. I don't know them. I don't want to know them. They don't know me. They don't want to know me. It's get the heck out the way, or I'm gonna move you out the way. And if you act up, we're gonna call the law on you, and we're gonna put you in that penitentiary where the other niggas are. You want to act up? We got a place for niggas that act up. We got a place for niggas that like to act up and show out. We got you. And that's the thing, man. I hate thinking like that, but the shit is real, man. That shit still happens, like the movie Life. that was a bad, messed up situation they was in, man. Down in the South trying to sell some moonshine. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make a little dollars, couple dollars. White boys used to moonshine all up and through the country, from the Appalachians down to Tennessee, down to Florida. They used to have a moonshine racketeer in lock, stock, and barrel. When brothers got involved in it, that meant that they wasn't getting all the money. They wasn't getting all the do-re-mi. And that almighty dollar is what rules the nation, man. That's what rules the world. And they love it. They love it. They love the almighty dollar. They love it so much they they put all the oppressor leaders on the dollar. Every dollar bill, every piece of money we got is a piece of paper reminding us that we don't own shit. Ain't none of us owning shit in this country. You know what I mean? The only thing that we look at, what we can look forward to is going to the next realm. That's the only thing we can look forward to. Now, there have been a lot of talk about, you know, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of rumors about, you know, something going on pretty soon. So, you know, I don't want to stir up the pot, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not really optimistic about the future with America, man. Like Dr. West always says, America was a fragile democratic experiment from the jump. From Jump Street, it was a fragile and volatile experiment predicated on the stealing of indigenous people's lands, enslaving Africans, marginalizing all people who were not white males. And that was the law. That was the law. People that came from Europe trying to escape civil war, plagues, these old dirty ass, backwards, evil, brutal rednecks. They got the term rednecks because they were sitting on the boat. And the time that they got off the boat, their necks was red. Everything about them was red. It's just a sign of evil anyway. But, yeah. These people that go around the country looting and stealing and raping and killing, these are people that want to preach to you about God. These are people that want to preach to you about religion. These are the same people that tell you, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet another man's woman. These are the same people, man. So it's kind of like, it drives me crazy. It's been driving me crazy for a long time. Because I grew up around white people. And I tried to be like white people. But white people let me know every chance they got. You ain't one of us, nigga. You got a drop of nigga blood in your system, so you never can be a part of the clique. And that's just what it is, man. I mean, I know it's a lot of shit going on, man. And the thing that I think about it is, because it's a show about me, so I might not be right, but it's a show about me. I think that they want black people and immigrants to really, really live in fear and intimidation. That's the point. That's the whole goal of this shit. It's to live in fear of not being able to have money, live in fear of not having a house, live in fear of not being able to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and basically live a life as a second-class citizen. One step up from being a slave. One step up from being a slave. You got the right to breathe and to walk, but you do that, you walking on eggshells. Who wants to live a life where you got to walk around trying to think about what other people think or care about what other people will care about? That's insanity, man. That is straight up. It's a mind game out here, man. Like, if I go places and I look at people and I don't smile, they feel like I'm intimidating. And they want to paint the picture of the black man as an angry, violent brute and an uncivilized, uneducated person. That's the furthest thing from the truth, man. See, they stereotype all black people. They don't care if you Colin Powell, Obama, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. They don't give a damn. If you black, you might be violent. If you black, you might be sexually a sexual deviant. If you're black, you might have some sort of demon. You know, you're a bad person. I heard a brother talk about that this morning on the podcast. They came up thinking that they had to cast the devils out of black people. That's why they think in Haiti they have witchcraft. They practice witchcraft and voodoo. It comes from that old adage that dark is wrong, dark is bad, dark is evil. It's the words that they used to describe black people. They never really let go of those words. They might have put it in the Constitution. Slavery is illegal, physical slavery, but they won't let you forget. You know, this is a white country run by white people, and our God is white. And if you challenge any of that, we got the guns to back it up. Dr. Neely Fuller said the only way to combat white supremacy is to know that it still exists, and we can't hide from them. We can't hide from them. We can't like if it was to be some civil war or some skirmishes, where could you run? They can lock the borders down. That's what they're doing. They're locking the borders down. They can cancel flights. You know what I'm saying? They can cancel they can shut down whole airports. Make sure that no planes take off the ground, because the what do you call those guys in the tower? The guys in the tower, they make sure that they're not working. You know what I'm saying? They just did that. They just ran that. They run these psych ops all the time. But people just blow it off as, oh, this is just normal. This is just normal occasional stuff. This stuff happens when the economy's bad or the government shut. Man, they can turn a story whichever way that benefits them. They can make the story make them look good. But the thing is, for us, is that we always got to remember how this country started. We really got to remember and what they intended for us. They didn't intend for us to survive in this country. We're like roaches. That's why they think roaches are bad, and you know what I'm saying? They equate like scum to black people. They equate nuisance and pest. And I always thought, man, you know what I'm saying? Like they really do have a problem. Dr. Neely Fuller said it's a sickness. It really is. They don't want to. In the psychological and the psychiatric community, right? The propaganda that they talk about is that black people are, you know, this and that, and they put the microscope so heavy on black people, but they hardly ever look at their people. They hardly ever look at the conditions. These people have everything. You know what I'm saying? They have freedom, money, families. And they still do stupid shit. They still, you know, like break down. They still snap. You know, like right now, what's going on in this Louis Mangione trial. You know what I'm saying? That boy came from a privileged life. You know what I'm saying? And cold blood murdered another man. Cold blooded in the middle of the street in daytime. I think it was daytime. It might have been nighttime. That's crazy, man. They can justify murder. They can justify violence because they wrote the laws. They wrote the laws. They appointed the judges. They built the prisons. You know, prisons is just a warehouse for trash. They throw you in there. They say try to rehabilitate people. People get in there. Don't make it back out, like O.G. Percy said. People don't go to prison because that's the place where they want you. They want you to self-destruct. They want you to fight your own kind. They want you to have a bunch of mental illnesses, so that if by the chance you do get released, they done already ran the game on you, and they didn't put that trap in your mind. They didn't put it in your mind. They didn't institutionalize you. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. The shit that they plotted and planned. Like Trump being in office right now. That's just a very minor thing. Trump he's a very minor figure in the overall scope and legacy of white supremacy. He's just a minor chapter. Like him getting rid of cutting down, you know what I mean, like cutting off some of the government supplements and sanctioning certain countries. I mean, that's kind of bad. It is bad because he's just doing it because he wants to basically change people's behaviors and attitudes towards America. And he's trying to be the savior. Like all white people, they try to be the savior. You know what I'm saying? They try to be the Messiah figure and and be the party of law and order, you know. But if they do something wrong and you challenge them, then they play victim. You can't win out here, man. It's like, man, okay, let me just be around my family. Fuck them. I don't care about them. If they don't come to me, I'm not going to come to them. And let's just let that be what it is. Let us do our own thing. Let us build our own schools. Let us have our own grocery stores. Let us have our own retail shops. Let us have our own banks. Like back after the Civil War. After the Civil War in 1865, when all the slaves' Emancipation Proclamation was declared nationwide. In 1867, they started a Freedmen's Bureau, which was a government agency that looked out for the welfare and well-being of former slaves and recently freed black people. But while they had that going, these people who were never taught to read, never taught to write, never taught anything about building a nation, created some of the most healthy and positive communities. In spite of the circumstances, in spite of still being hated, in spite of still being terrorized by rebel soldiers dressed in white sheets, created schoolrooms, teachers, banks, all this stuff, what's happening in some of the most worst conditions ever during the Reconstruction era. And yeah, Reconstruction had a lot of potential because America had realized that if they didn't do right by black people, the country, they're gonna have bloodshed every generation. So they had to have that civil war. They had to have that civil war in order for them to come to a reckoning, to come to Jesus moment about, oh, these are actual human beings. We can't just force them to work for free and expect them to keep living in this hell. And you know what I mean? We are living in hell. The hell is not when you die. Hell is here on earth. That's for real. Hell is here on earth. They say that if you don't act right, you don't pray, you don't believe, you're going to hell. No, man. I did that shit while I was here and I was still in hell. I was still in bondage. I was still in torture. Yeah. I'm in the South right now. I just passed out of Florida. I'm in Georgia. I'm headed to Americus, Georgia. I got to pick up something. Up here. I think it's frozen foods or something like that. And then I got to take it to Clyburn, Texas. I got to be there Wednesday at 8 in the morning. But yo, this is a show about me, man. I'm going to get off here because it's almost 20 minutes. Don't nobody even watch these videos anyway. But yo, y'all take care, man. Be safe. Be wise, man. Be wise. They say it's the season for giving. I say it's the season for hate, man. Hate those who hate you, man. Don't celebrate stuff that people that hate you celebrate. I'm not celebrating no holidays. None. Because there's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing to celebrate. What? No. I'm boycotting everything, just like everybody else. I'm boycotting. Do the right thing, baby. Spike Lee. I'm out.